So let's talk about congestion pricing, which would impose a $15 charge on cars entering Midtown and below, beginning in just a few weeks. Now, it was enacted 5 years ago to achieve two essential goals: reduce traffic and emissions in New York City and provide a funding stream for much-needed capital investments in public transit. It was also enacted in a pre-pandemic period, where workers were in the office 5 days a week, crime was at record lows, and tourism was at record highs. Circumstances have changed, and we must respond to the facts on the ground, not from the rhetoric from 5 years ago. So after careful consideration, I have come to the difficult decision that implementing the planned congestion pricing system risks too many unintended consequences for New Yorkers at this time. For that reason, I have directed the MTA to indefinitely pause the program.
Well, you know, right before we begin starting to our move to our new facility, we were talking with congestive pricing. Now, before we go any further on this, and let me just give you a brief explanation for those of you who don't live in New York City, if you have not seen the news out of New York. Congestive pricing is basically our transit company, MTA, it has put toll units at 60th Street, and if you happen to pass, if you want to pass below 60th Street, you'll have to pay, like if you're a car, your $15 toll, and it goes as high depending on trucks, you know, 25 and up on there, depending if you're, you know, what type of vehicle you are. And a lot of advocates were saying, no, this is wrong, this is wrong. They said, well, it'll help the MTA to fund programs and basically help the you know, get new trains, new buses, help to work the stations. And people say, well, that's a good thing. I said, but see, here's the main premise of it. When this was put together, they said, well, we did an environmental impact. You know what I have to say to that? If you've been a watcher of my videos, this is the Cliff Notes version of it. And it's always the Cliff Notes. When you hear that they've done full studies and it's just been a short time, they haven't done full studies. What they've done is basically taking Cliff Notes from activists and basically saying that, well, yeah, that's what we're going to implement. We're going to implement because it's going to help clean the air. Bullshit! Well, let me put into perspective that we're 5 boroughs. And reducing the pollution in Midtown below 60th Street will only help that particular area. Because what happens is this will affect the outer boroughs, Staten Island, Brooklyn, the Bronx, parts of Queens, and also New Jersey as well, which is, you know, New Jersey's not part of New York, but it will affect them as well. So the videos we've put out, and you can check on them, is basically that there are lawsuits pending. You have regular people that are putting lawsuits out, taxi drivers, school teachers. You know, the Teacher Federation has a lawsuit pending out there. Hospitals Worker Union, I believe they put one out or planning to put one out. Just recently now, you've had the Truckers Federation also come out with a lawsuit and probably going to bring it to the federal level as it being unconstitutional to the plan. Now, fast forward to June 5th. The plan is about to be implemented at the end of June. And basically, there was talk from Governor Hochul, is that we might have to put a hold on this because of the lawsuits and situation. But on June 5th, it looks like they've put the brakes on all of this indefinitely.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Now you may say to yourself, well, maybe the lawsuits are working and stuff like that. So, no, but we're going to read into a little bit into this. Hochul hits the brakes on congestion pricing at the last minute. The governor's decision, and this is from the city. If you haven't seen this online, it's a good article if you want to see articles about New York City. The governor's decision to blindside advocates and others expecting the plan to go into effect later this month. She cited the economic impact on businesses and individuals. See, that's the first thing when you hear that. You know, we went through COVID, and then we went through all the activism, Antifa and all that. They, destroyed a lot of parts of New York City and their businesses, and then, of course, the shoplifting. It's going to take probably another decade to get us dug out of this, unless we have a massive change in politics in New York City. Because we have situations all over the city, rising crime, attacks, stuff that's going on below. They say, well, no, there's not that many, crime is going down. I said, well, look every day. There's always something. They always say there's the same thing in Chicago. They say the same thing in Chicago as well. They try to throw these numbers at you, but if you look deep in those numbers, you're going to see a increase on certain parts of crime in New York City. But let's read on. Years in the making plan to toll motorist drivers into the most congested parts of Manhattan as a way to ease traffic and raise billions for traffic transit upgrades has stalled again less than a month before its planned launch. Governor Kathy Hochul on Wednesday said she indefinitely delaying the June 30th start of congestion pricing, which would have made New York City the first city in North America to follow the lead of London, Stockholm, and Singapore in tolling vehicles as a means of improving air quality. I'm going to pause this for a second. It's, when you say improving air quality, okay, how much more air quality change do you want in New York City? By stopping cars for, charging them and stuff like that, it's not going to stop people from coming into New York. You're going to stop the tourists from coming into New York, which that's the money you do truly need. The truckers are not going to come as much as they used to because they have to make a lot of deliveries. Multiple. They said, well, it's easier for them. Is it? No. It's going to cost them money. They already have a lot of bills that they have to pay for, including maintenance, gas, high gas prices, all that across the board. But let's read on a little bit on this. But, as far as air quality, I think here in the United States we have better air quality than London, Stockholm, and Singapore. Because we've done a lot to clean the air here in New York. And, throughout the country of the United States. They say, well, we got to take the carbon down on there. It's low as it is. We can't go any lower. You go any lower, you're going to kill all the plants, which we do need oxygen from the plant. Where do you think we get the oxygen from? Bunch of morons that they think that they're trying to help. Instead of placing once daily tolls and what she called an undue strain on those driving into the congestion zone south of 60th Street by the end of the month, Hochul says she will now work with the city and federal officials to come up with ways to fill what the MTA had projected to be a $15 billion windfall for improvements to the transit system as a result of fees. Let me put to this perspective. Here's one thing way you want to save money. Cancel the bus orders. All those electric buses you want to buy and stuff like that, cancel those orders. You'll save money. You don't need those. It's New York City. We have harsh winters on some points. Those electric buses are not going to work well in New York City in the middle of a blizzard. Spend money on good mechanics to repair what we have in our fleet. We have a decent fleet right now. They always say, well, we got to change them up. No. Until we have the money to change, proper money to change them up, let's continuing to repair them. How many trains are sitting, for example, how many subway cars are sitting in the depot, like out by Coney Island, that could be easily repaired? You already have situations with the new cars which you've already had to fix or send back to the manufacturer to repair. Remember that, for example. Same thing with these buses. Same thing with a lot of these electric buses. Hasn't happened to New York yet, but in other places which have had these buses from different manufacturers, there have been issues. Let's read on. There never is a one path forward, Hochul said in a pre-recorded video release at noon. Together, I'm confident we'll be able to deliver the world-class public transit that riders deserve, ensure a cleaner planet for future generations, and continue to fuel the vitality and the comeback of New York City. There's a little bit more onto this, but I recommend for you to go on it because most of it's just politics, which that's what this is. You think that she held this back because she cares for the people of New York. No. Guess what? We got elections rolling into here. Her job, the mayors, president, governors, all politicians, they're all coming up very soon. And guess what? People remember what you put into an action. They're trying to jump ahead and says, well, let's hold off until after the elections, then we'll activate it if we win. You know, see the bullshit to the situation? This is why I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that when it comes to the voter booth, you may hate a particular politician because, you know, you might just hate them, period. But look at what they offer versus everybody else. Think about what are they offering? Who's been out there? Who hasn't been out there? Look at their track record. If it's someone that's been in office for quite some time and hasn't done shit, it's time for them to go. If they have been in office for a short period of time, AOC, time for them to go as well. Remember, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she hasn't really been in her district. Ask the people of Roosevelt Avenue. Ask them there with all the prostitution that's been going on there, all the crime, all the illegal immigrants that have come there to sell shoplifted items on there. Yes, I said it. Illegal immigrants with shoplifted items selling on the streets of Roosevelt Avenue, taking away from the businesses around there. And you say to yourself, well, they need to fuel them, to feed their families on there. So does the legal immigrants who own businesses around that area. That particular area, if you're not familiar with it, it's very heavy minority. Black, Hispanic, Asian, so on and so on and so on. It is a very heavy area as far as traffic. Meanwhile, prostitution is rampant during the day on there. Drugs are rampant out there. You have guys selling fake IDs, Social Security, passports, all that out in the open, right in front of the police, mind you. Not criticizing the police. They want to do their job, but unfortunately, you have people like Alvin Bragg in the office prosecuting people on political hit lists. and not keeping the criminals in jail. Remember that for a fact. And you say, well, that can't be happening. Just pick up a newspaper from New York and see what's happening. These politicians want to stay in control. I mean, we have another story with Governor Hochul about the internet, which is basically she wants to control what people are looking on at the internet, eliminating algorithms and stuff like that. Some people say I don't like the algorithm and stuff like that. But if you wipe it out completely, you're going to be searching, and you're going to find it eventually again. But comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you believe this is a political hit job from Kathy Hochul? Because I do. I know this is all politics on this situation. Believe me, the city can save money, and the city and the state of New York can save money on a lot of things and transfer it over, properly. If you got a proper accountant to do the work that needs to be done in New York and stop these overspending to the situation, you will get things done. And for the MTA, there's some property they still own they could sell that could help them. There's some things that they can do internally that can help them, but they're not going to do it. It takes money out of their pockets, it's for sure on there. So comment, like, share this video, and hopefully today's the day I've earned your subscription. So until next time, stay strong, question everything. Thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.
Thanks for watching, commenting, and sharing this video. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe, as this helps the reach of this channel. Finally, as a content viewer, you have the ability to help support this channel, as new internet laws around the world will diminish our reach and affect our sponsors. If you choose to help, there are two ways, listed in the description below. The first link will lead you to a pay site where you can make a monetary donation. The second will lead you to our gear shop, where you can buy shirts, mugs, and other gear. Discounts will be listed on the site. Once again, thank you for watching and your support.